Yo, Carrot Tap podcast for myself, Daps. Guys, keep liking, subscribing, sharing, all of that good stuff. I know some of you are just going to be looking at me thinking, Daps, you didn't put out a video yesterday. What's going on? The day after the Arsenal match, big match. If I'm being all the way real, I was tired. I was just tired. But I'm here today. Here to give you all of my goodness and everything. Anyway, yeah, so remember, well, for a lot of you lot, it don't really affect you lot, but I've got my live show out in New Mexico, America next week. For you lot in America, in New York, you have to catch those flights, and obviously, I know you're not going to do that. But for my new subscribers from New Mexico, make sure you get to that, make sure you get down to that show. And on the 11th of April, Thursday, the 11th of April at 6 p.m, check out the Instagram, everything, and you'll see it all. Also, I've got a giveaway to do on this channel. I'll do that at some point this week. I've got a podcast coming out with a player. I think I'll put that out on Thursday or Friday, depending on when I can edit it properly. But yeah, listen. Anyway, now that all that church announcements and everything's out of the way, we can talk about Arsenal, Man City, or Man City, Arsenal. Right. Obviously, it's been a couple of days since that game. And I think for me, the interesting thing about that game, I'm not going to go into that, the whole breakdown, because we all saw the game. It wasn't the most exciting game. But I do feel like for a purist like me, I love this football. I find it so, I look at it and I'm like, you got two high-level performing teams. High-level performing teams, whatever the English is. My English is not English. But you got two really, really good teams at the top of, at the top level, who are just cancelling each other out. In terms of, like, look at Man City, the control they're able to have in a game like that is ridiculous. You're not going to get end-to-end games with that, especially with Arsenal, who are actually a good team, who are so well drilled. You're not going to get that open game. And Man City had all the possession, but Arsenal set up in a way where they stifled them and didn't allow them to have anything in that final third. And you can only appreciate that. You can only love that. If we had gone toe-to-toe with them, had such a great, exciting match and lost, people would be like, oh, look at you lot, you bottled it, oh, this and that and that. So I don't know what people wanted to see from Arsenal, Man City. I would have loved if Arsenal would have gone on and, scored 2 goals, 1-2-0 and happy days. But at the end of the day, to stop Man City playing and to do it in a manner in which they did, you have to respect it. So I've come to the conclusion that people just want to have something bad to say about Arsenal. And it's been a couple of days, and to see the feedback and to see what people are saying about Arsenal, I don't know what they want. If you want that attacking, free-flowing football, and we play the best. You know how many times, furthermore, Arsenal have played Man City and we played them off the park and lost the game? And is that what people want? No. So let's cut it. Arsenal did what they needed to do. I would have loved the victory, but to go there, not lose, stop Haaland, stop KDB, stop Foden. Foden was MIA, by the way. But listen, you can only appreciate it. Right. Now, Gabriel. A lot of people don't give Gabriel his props. We all know Saliba is Saliba. We all know that. I personally think that Gabriel has actually been our better defender this year, this season. I think that Saliba obviously has the higher ceiling. Saliba is a very, very, very good defender, but he's not the finished article yet. He's not the finished product. So I'm not gonna sit and act like he is. But you see, Gabriel brings the best out of Saliba. Saliba brings the best out of Gabriel. They're such a good partnership. But there's this thing where people just don't want to give Gabriel the props, and I just don't understand it. If you want to talk about a man showing up to battle when they're in the trenches, Gabriel is him. Gabriel is here to say, oh, you want to fight? Me and you, we'll go back to back. We'll fight. And he's Arsenal needs someone that's good at the dark arts. And he's not all the way there yet with the dark arts, but he's good enough. he's good enough. You know those little fouls that people do where you're like, how's he not got a booking? He might get a booking here and there, but generally speaking, he will foul, disrupt, make it uncomfortable, give people a bad day. We saw Haaland. Haaland didn't know what to do with him. And to have a partnership like that in defence is just amazing. You know, normally if one person if a striker ain't getting a good game, ain't having a good game against one defender, they can just go to another defender. But you can't do that against Arsenal because you leave Gabriel, you go to Saliba. And it's equally just a bad day as well. So we need to start giving Gabriel his props. In terms of partnerships in the Premier League, it's hard for me to say because I don't want to sound biased, but right now you can't look at a better partnership in the league and say that there is one. Do you know what I'm saying? Saliba, Gabriel, best partnership in the league. I'm not going to go as far as the world because off the top of my head, I can't think of anything right now. But we need to give them their props. I also felt like Jesus and Saka, they had good games, but in different ways. Gary Neville mentioned that Gabriel, Jesus and Saka, what they did for Arsenal defensively was just unreal. And I share that same sentiment. We would have loved to have, seen them go forward, attacking, scoring goals, but it wasn't that type of game. We had moments like when Trossard should have passed it to Martinelli with his left foot. But outside of that, it was a game where we literally just had to be disciplined and put in a team performance and be defensively sound. And we were. So, we got the draw. We didn't lose. We're now, I think, 2 points behind Liverpool. And everything is just, it's just important, basically. Every game is important. Liverpool don't look like they're letting up. And they're not playing well, but they keep getting results. Man City are just Man City. We know that they're probably going to go and just hardly drop any points. And Arsenal's running is probably the harder one. So I would say, as much as I want Arsenal to win, I'm hopeful, but there's still so long to go. There's still such a long way to go. Like Arsenal play Luton when this comes out tomorrow or today. Arsenal play Luton. I'm expecting an Arsenal win, but then equally, away to Brighton on Saturday is a tough game. So we have to just hope for the best, man. But yeah, I enjoyed that match. I think Liverpool played Brighton the other day. Again, they're not playing well, but they're managing to just pick up results, and that's all that matters. And I said before, yeah, that Liverpool this season remind me of Manchester United in that final season when Alex Ferguson was there. They weren't playing well, but they just got results over the line and they just managed to just do what was necessary to win the league. That is what Liverpool are looking like they're doing now as well. And, it's going to go down to the wire. And it's literally like, who's going to be the first to have a blip? Who's going to be the first to slip up? Hopefully Man City and then Liverpool, and then Arsenal can just keep going. So yeah, that's what I think. Right, next game. So that's Man City, Arsenal done. Manchester United, who did they play? Was that Brentford? I think it was Brentford. Oh, listen, Man United are just bad. They're such a bad team. And had they won that game, it would have been one of the biggest smash and grabs. And I don't know what it is about United, but United always have to get peppered. They always get battered. And that's just what we're accustomed to now. We, under Ole, there was this thing of they had no tactics and they relied on individual brilliance. I see the same with Ten Hag. There's always it always comes down to a moment that a player happens to do, or one moment of good play. But other than that, throughout the match, they get battered. They get moved to. Brentford actually just moved to United in a way where it's like Brentford are fighting for Champions League and United are down relegation. And I just didn't see United getting that goal. But to be fair, the longer the game went on, the more I knew that United would probably get one chance to put it away. But in typical United fashion, they couldn't hold on for 2 minutes. Brentford got up the other end and score. And it's worrying. I can't see it changing because we can talk about injuries all we like, but no matter what, there's a style of play that you want. So if I talk about Arsenal, Partey hasn't been in the team for the entire season. But whoever comes in, let's say Jorginho, there's still a style of play that you want. Partey's probably better. 100% better at doing what's needed and making the system work how it is. I mean, how it needs to be. But there's still a level of play that you expect. Whereas United don't have any of that at all. And yeah, I can't see it getting any better. Are they going to keep hold of Ten Hag next season? Probably. But yeah, something needs to happen because it's not about the players anymore. You can have all the best players or whatever, but you need to have some kind of style. And I'm not seeing that from United. It's looking more and more likely that they might not get that top 4 or even top 5. And I actually want them to get it because I don't want Tottenham to get it. I don't want Tottenham to get it at all. So, yeah, I think that's it from me in regards to Man United. Tottenham obviously played against West Ham today, drew 1-1. And like, I don't know how to take Tottenham. They can play in a way where they can blow teams away. But then you get that today where it could easily just go against them and, just do the Spursy thing and just lose a game. I do feel like, I don't know, that form that Basuma showed at the beginning of the season, I've not seen that for quite a while. Or maybe just since before AFCON. Since he's come back from AFCON, he's not looked the greatest. I personally think as well that Basuma shouldn't even be starting for them. Not because he's not good, but just because of how much I rate Bentancur. Bentancur, Sarr, Maddison, that should be their midfield 3. I don't really, like I said, it's not that I don't rate Basuma, it's just that I just think there's better options. Sarr, for me, has to play. I don't know why he didn't start today, but they've obviously got reasons. Maddison speaks for himself. And Bentancur. Bentancur, I reckon, could play for a top 4 club easy. He is that good. Bentancur is that good. And yeah, there's like 3 players who in the Premier League, if Arsenal were to buy them for midfield, I would absolutely love it. Number 1, this is in no order, Paqueta, sick player. I think he's a bit ill-disciplined sometimes, but I think it's because he plays for West Ham. At a bigger team, he won't get away with that. Bruno Guimaraes, proper player. And the other one is Bentancur. I think Bentancur will be so good at Arsenal. Any top 4 club. If he stays fit. So, yeah, no, that's that. And, yeah, this is just a quick video. I'm going to do another one tomorrow. Who else played? Forest won, I think 3-1. So they're looking like they're climbing up the table. Newcastle and Everton drew today. Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I didn't realise he hadn't scored in 20 games. And I find it so funny that at one point they were talking up Dominic Calvert-Lewin like he's like teams in the top 4 should go after him. And I was just like, nah. And this ain't even a disrespect thing. I just don't think he's of that level to be going to a top 4 club. But we move. And I think that's it from me. Oh yeah, one more thing. Someone asked me the other day, who my most underrated players are in the Premier League who don't get their ratings the Gerrards, the Scholes, the Yaya Tourés and whatever. And I said to that person, one of the best players to ever grace the Premier League is Moussa Dembele. And I don't think people really deep just how good Dembele was. I even saw Kyle Walker talking about it on Rio Ferdinand's podcast, saying now Moussa Dembele he's just unreal. And he is. He can do everything apart from maybe score goals and whatever. You're not getting the ball off him. He's got skills. He can pass. Moussa Dembele was absolute madness. And it just makes me wonder who, out of players like that, them underrated players, if you had to pick 5 kind of underrated players, who would you put in there? I would put Dembele and Cazorla are just in there for me straight away. And then I'd have to think about another 3. But Cazorla and Dembele are probably one of the most underrated players that the league has ever seen. Dembele was absolute madness. Absolute madness. But yeah, that's it from me. Guys, let me know your most underrated players in the Premier League. Let me know what you thought about the Man City game and who's going to win the league, who's gonna get, you know, top 5. Have they even confirmed that it's top 5 yet? Oh no, but let me know. This is just a quick video. Tomorrow you lot get another video. And yes, big up. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you're subscribing. If you're not already following me on Instagram, make sure you're following. If you're not, imagine, I've got what? Over 5,000 subscribers here, yeah? Imagine if all of you lot followed me on Instagram. I'd literally be the most followed person in the world. Literally. That's my math. No, I'm joking. But yeah, no, guys, on the real, make sure you just get in the comments and let me know your thoughts. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to try to do a live maybe Thursday. Maybe Thursday, the day before I fly out. But yeah, guys, that's it from me. Over and out.